Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're going to be playing some MekHQ. Let me start off by welcoming our new followers. We had a Carl Tanner and now we've got the Killer of 007. So welcome to the stream, welcome to the chat. Hope you guys like what you see and stick around. Yeah, I tend to be really silent for the first couple minutes because I don't have my mic on and I don't have music, so I guess like I need to set up the lobby or something. Yeah, speaking of being silent, big news on this end. Let me just go ahead and announce. Hi everyone, this is me, Silent K. So I'll try to make sure this little picture doesn't get in the way of things, but if y'all could help keep me on track, like if it's in the way for something you're trying to look at, let me know in the chat. So yeah, steps towards legitimacy. So picking up where we left off, I had actually just finished going over the footage, and somebody had mentioned that the exterminator kill from last week should have gone to the awesome, and I went back and looked, and yeah, that's correct. The awesome got the engine hit and got the 20 damage that caused the exterminator to go down and hit his engine and ultimately eject. So while I hate taking credit away from someone, it only seems fair, and that was Frederick French had. So we're currently sitting at 8 XP, so once we do this, should be at 7. No, so let's go ahead and edit that to make that right. Set XP to 7. That's my cursor. Isn't a big deal either way. Yeah, I appreciate that. I like to make sure that people get credit where it's due. So let me just edit kill log, add kill. That was awesome. What is that? AWS. MekHQ. I think that's right. And if it's not, we can deal with it. And that appears to have given him the XP. So, yeah, lots of fun going on for sure. Right now, we're just recovering from an attack last week where we lost one of our premier mechs. We had a variant Warhammer 6ML with double heat sinks that I can't blame anyone else. I can't blame the dice. That was just me. That was bad tactics. I let it get too far away from the group. It became too much of a target. Anyway, the terms of our contract give us 40% compensation from our employer to us, but I feel like it's only fair that we reimburse Frederick French for the mech that he brought with him that was destroyed in our service. So what we are going to do is we are going to pay him what the mech is worth. So that is, we'll just do it that way. Warhammer 6ML DHS goes for 6,395,683. And we will negative 6,395,683. Whoa, now with the face cam. Yeah, hi, how's it going, everybody? I guess we've picked up some people since I introduced myself, but yeah, hey, welcome to the stream. I'm glad to have everyone here. So that goes towards, what can we put that towards? Equipment purchase, battle loss compensation to Frederick French for WHM 6 ml DHS. All right, so restarting the campaign for 3046. No, we actually started in 3045. The goal is eventually to be at the north end of the inner sphere, up in this region by 3050. I'd like to be a part of that campaign. Finishing fish soup. All right, well, I'm glad you were able to eat. Life comes first. That'll always be my take on it. I consider myself at this point an entertainer at best, so I'm just glad that you guys are along for the ride. Hope to build a community and the finances thing. Yeah, the finance. This whole column starts over at the beginning of each year. So at the end of 3045, we had almost 5 million C-bills, and you can track every expenditure over the course of the year so far. And after buying a bunch of ammo and reimbursing Frederick French for his Warhammer, we're down to 13.6 million. I was making it, now I can enjoy it while I watch. Hey, that works for me. Just be careful, don't spill any. Okay, so and that is also I had decided, in addition to if Wyvern ever does eat it, to put it bluntly, he will also have death benefits equal to the mech he brought with him. I don't see why not. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here with a 3045 start campaign with 16 mechs and a 20 kiloton dropship. Yeah, I started small. I started with 1 lance. We've grown from there. We're up to, looks like, even after losing the Warhammer, we still have technically enough for 2 lances. The Mackie and the Emperor are both primitive variants, so I'd want to refit those before I did anything major. And the Rifleman and the Orion are both currently down for being refitted. The Orion should be back up. I think this is after the roll, so I think that should be ready in a couple of days. The Rifleman's not going to be for a while. The tank and infantry force, yeah. I don't usually make it a point to purchase tanks. Usually just stuff that's been captured is what I end up using. And I don't end up using it a lot. Saying any variant of the Mackie as primitive is redundant. I beg to differ. There is actually... there is a standard tech version of it that has a PPC and 2 large lasers. So, I mean, that's ideally what I would want to turn it into, or perhaps I've got... I think this Mark II is mine with the double heat sinks and an extra PPC and 2 autocannons. So there are versions of the Mackie that I would consider fielding, but this one, the cockpit provides a penalty to your piloting checks. The armor is primitive, which I would have to acquire, and for all that, it only has a damage output of 23 at best, not counting melee. It's got a massively oversized engine. I'm just not a fan of it in its primitive configuration, but there are definitely things you can do to it to make it better. The Emperor I'm a little less familiar with, but it's a 90 tonner. 2 autocannons, 3 medium lasers. Pretty heavily armored for a primitive, but again, just as slow. Whereas if I was gonna field that, it won't let me while it's mothballed. Let me just see here. Let's see what other versions of the Emperor there are. Oh, what the hell? I wasn't. Okay, so we've got the 5A, which is a 353 with max armor, 2 autocannons, 2 large lasers, 3 mediums, only 16 heat sinks. So, I don't know, there's potential there. Any assault mech is a good assault mech. Out of 100-ton machine, Jesus. Yeah, I actually forgot just how long the Mackie stuck around to be the first battle mech. It would be like rearming a Panzer II to modern standards to face off an Abrams. It needs double heat sinks. Yes, everything needs double heat sinks. That's my favorite thing about playing BattleTech is upgrading 3025 designs with double heat sinks and seeing how much better they can get. It's a hobby, I guess. Let's see, a couple of other things. There was an issue last week where one of my dudes spent I think he had 3 points of edge, and he spent all 3 points re-rolling crits to an empty ammo bin. And I mentioned that on Discord, and I was told that while in the tabletop game you probably would not, that is how the software implements it, and there is no plan of changing it, so that is working as intended. Just suddenly can use all of their guns at once. Yes, I agree. The Orion that we're working on is a perfect example of that. Stock configuration, 10 heat sinks. That's what, 17 heat worth of weapons, double heat sinks, and you just fire everything and be good. So yeah. Couple other things I wanted to run by you guys. You'll notice we have 4 bonus parts available to us. Lacking any other direction, I would probably use those bonus parts to stock up on XL engines, like 300s and 350s. You know, eventually turn one of these archers into a 5.8 maybe, buy XL engines, yeah. So just wanted to touch on that. If y'all have any other ideas for what I can use that for, that's great. I'm open to suggestions. But in the meantime, I'm planning on using them for big XL engines. Oh, but yes, speaking of mechs, we currently have, well, it's not an assault lance anymore. Right now, it is, in fact, a medium lance at 190 tons. Excuse me. Yeah, Marauder, if I had a Marauder, for sure. There might be an XL variant for the Atlas, so we might end up with a 300 XL for that. I was also originally planning on putting a 350 XL into that Warhammer at some point, but that's not going to happen now. Any group without a King Crab is improperly equipped. I'm not sure King Crabs are available at this point yet. I thought those came out closer to 3050. I may be wrong. We haven't come across any yet. I haven't seen any in the marketplace, I don't think. Any units for sale right now? The unit market we have, starting with the mechs, we've got a bunch of mediums. We've got a Wolverine, a Centurion, a Phoenix Hawk 1, yeah, that's the basic Phoenix Hawk. Hatchetman 3F with the autocannon 10 and the 2 medium lasers, and a Whitworth with the 2 LRM 10s and 3 medium lasers. That's a 6R Wolverine with the autocannon 5, and the AH Centurion with the autocannon 20. Let's see, only the Wolverine and the Centurion are on the open market, everything else is black market. The Wolverine is 10% off. We're currently sitting at about 13.5 million C-bills, so any one of these would be a pretty significant investment. In the meantime, here's what I have been working on. We have two options, the way I see it, with the mix that we have for organizing a lance. We could either, let me see, Atlas, Awesome, and the two archers. So we would remove this unit, and we would have another archer. So that would be a 320-ton lance. King crabs come back into the fold of mechs, able to be found post 3040, so you've just not been that lucky. Okay, well, good to know. So at 320 tons would be 40 tons over a heavy lance, 60 tons under a full powered assault lance is option one. It's not a great option. The other thing I had considered was the Awesome, two archers, and the Hermes. So that would be 260 tons. That would be 20 tons under a max weight heavy lance, which is a lot closer. But honestly, I want to take this Hermes out of service if I can. That autocannon 5 just is not doing it for me on that light of a chassis. I feel like it just doesn't have the output I want. I was thinking about maybe replacing the autocannon 5 with a pair of LRM 5s. Was one thing I was thinking about doing. That would probably take better part of a week at a minimum. The enemy will take that Hermes out of service if you keep on playing. Yeah. I don't think we're at a stage in the game where we can try to keep such a light mech in the field. I'd prefer to stick with the heavier units that have more armor and can take more of the lucky hits. Parish Dennis, hey, welcome back. Yep, hi, welcome. Yeah, this is me. This is what I look like. I had considered doing the whole stream from, you know, behind the screen, but I figure if I'm ever going to show my face, it'd be better to rip that band-aid off early. So yeah, we're now streaming with my face on the internet. I'm trying not to make a big deal about it though, because it does make me a little nervous. I'm kind of self-conscious of my face. Honestly, here what we need is a good deterrent. I say we need at least one nuke. Those are available. They are, however, war crimes. So, so what I think is going to end up happening, I think we're going to be running technically an assault lance, but it's going to be heavy for an assault lance. So we want Petra in the archer that we need to pull out of mothballs that we will not have the time for until tomorrow. So they are, however, war crimes. Like, that stopped anyone in Battletech. But we're a mercenary unit. We report to the Mercenary Review Board. And as long as we want to keep getting contracts, we need to not have the kind of reputation for, you know, nuking planets. So, we'll not be investing in Davy Crockett, unfortunately. Excuse me. So, I think we don't have... Well, we can do one more repair, and then that is it for the day. There were... I wanted to make sure that we had spare parts for the Awesome in case it, you know, loses an arm or something. Mercs can get bank and nukes. Just ask Big Boss about Outer Haven or Diamond Dogs. Mercenary Review Board is slowly being phased out by the Dragoons at this point in the time, if I recall correctly. Okay, well, don't talk about damage like that to the Awesome. We will avoid it if at all possible, but in the event that something catastrophic happens, hopefully the Awesome will not get sauced, no. But just in case, I do want I don't think we have any 80-ton parts. No torsos, no arms, no legs. So let me go ahead and get a full set of those on the way. How do I filter this? Not interested in center torsos. We're not interested in front, left, or right legs. I mean, we might as well get ahead just because they're cheap. Don't judge me. Okay, 80-ton left arm. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh, missed it. Left leg, one of those. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Torso, just in case. Don't need rear legs. There's the right arm. Right leg. And finally, the right torso. Okay. So now we've got basically a whole atlas coming in the mail. Wait, I forgot actuators. Shorter list though, much shorter list. Let's just go ahead and buy all the spares that we're going to need. Because why not? And it looks like we don't have anybody capable of ordering parts, but we can still put these on the wish list that'll get ordered tomorrow. Alright, so, yep, no one capable of acquiring equipment, we figured. Armor that we apparently rolled a 2 trying to acquire. 2 each actuators. Let's see, while we're ordering stuff, getting XP to our administrators, what else? We've got armor on the way. Are we actually good for parts? We've got 40, 55, 60, 70, 75, 80, and 100. 40, 55, 60, 70, 75, 80, 100. 40, 55, 60, 70, 75, 80, 100. 60, 40, 60, 70. We don't have a 55 right torso, but we also don't have any 55 tonners, so I think we're good for parts. Well, we just... Okay, autocannon 10 ammo, we're gonna need about 3 more of those because I like to keep 100 shots on hand. Autocannon 5 ammo, I think we're good for that. Flak ammo, which we haven't started using yet. Long tom ammo, 20 with 25 on the way. LRM 10, 15, 20, no LRM 5 ammo, curiously. Ammunition, LRM 5. And let's, I think about 100 shots, should keep us good for a while. SRM 2 ammo, SRM 4 ammo, maybe about another 50 shots of those. Thumper, tracer ammo, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and call that good for now. So let's see. Let's see, the transport bays. One thing I have noticed while I was looking at the save file is that the Orion being refitted is still listed as in the field. And I guess what I plan on doing with that, if it still needs to roll, is just if the roll fails by 2 or less, which is the bonus it would get for being in a transport bay, I'll just use GM mode to finish it. But in the meantime, the Orion is considered to be in one of our transport bays, as is the Rifleman. And it looks like the Archer and the Atlas are in the transport bay, which leaves the Hermes in the field, which is fine, I guess. So I think that is all we can do before we advance the day. Yes, I know I got some tanks. Ammo and parts are arriving. Good deal. Chris gains an XP for fixing the left torso on the Archer. Good deal. Salvage the engine out of the Vedette. Salvage sensors. Machine gun SRM2. Armor off the Vedette. Activated the Archer Mark II, which is the one without double heat sinks. But now we can assign Petra to that and add that to the TO and E. Oh yeah, just to make sure. Okay, yeah, that's cool. I'm just thinking of a BT universe of something like Outer Haven or Diamond Dogs, a nuclear armed merc group. Yeah, that could be a really interesting premise for like a storyline if you wanted to run it RPG style. That could be a lot of fun. Let's fix up this Archer with all of our regular techs. Yeah, there we go. All right, big gulp, no two. Good deal. All right, we got the LRM fixed. So that is just Alright, just the Hermes and some tanks left to work on. Let's go ahead. Doodles pulled the SR. And Doodles rolls a 2. Because of course Doodles did. Let's just go ahead and try to get these parts out of here. Milija Pasek, how much time are you spending on 365, so you've got 115 minutes per day. Theoretically. So that's going to take you most of a week. Yeah, I think we can afford that on a 5. Combined arms time. Honestly, I'm usually really reluctant to bring my tanks and infantry into mech battles because, like I said last week, I don't like losing people. It hurts me a little bit inside whenever one of my guys dies, even if he's just an infantryman who's nothing more than a name and a number. So I tend to collect infantry and tanks and just hoard them. We'll see what we can do though. We do have some field gunners that we've brought into combat before, and then we have a rear echelon unit for artillery with a QRF with some various hover APC type vehicles. But honestly, these guys are probably never going to see action. Unless there's like a base defense and I feel like spending all night on it. Caring about his soldiers and stuff. I can't help it. I'm a big softie. That's just how I am. It's just how I play. So let's get this Hermes fixed up real quick as best we can. For what it's worth, because we've got a couple days before our next mission, right? Yeah, we're all caught up on missions. Honestly, I have less of a problem with losing soldiers in XCOM, because with XCOM, like, you know, nobody's gonna survive. So we've got some armor and some parts in. We fixed some armor, salvaged some sensors and ammo bins. Emilija is going to be working on that engine for like a week. Rifleman N2 2 weeks or so. The Orion should be done tomorrow, just in time, because I would kind of like to upgrade Petra to a 75 tonner if I could. And multitasker could come in handy with the Orion easily, with the LRMs. So yeah, just a couple more repairs to knock out. Who do we want? Lonnie doing this. Oof, that was 14 points of armor you just cost me. And we'll have, I guess, B, you need the XP. There we go. Alright, so debt can get sold since we're not going to be able to tear that off. Start you on those sensors, and we still have all of these parts to scrap. Let's start with doodles on some stabilizers. Kiru, whatever. And go ahead and get started on that as well. Honestly, yeah, not worth it on the 7. Ammo bins for the greens. I mean, with those haircuts in the original XCOM, maybe we as humans did deserve to lose. I loved the Guile haircuts. I was a big fan of that look. Maybe it's because I was, you know, I guess, in my younger teens, or maybe it was because it reminded me of Guile, but I just like that look. And it always kind of bothered me just a little bit that like it would, like your character would look different in the equip screen than it would on the map. But I guess I just learned to live with that from a young age. Kirti, you know what? This is just a little bit ridiculous. I have to do something about this. Your name is Kirti. Alright. That'll make my life a lot easier, I feel like. Doodles on the autocannon. Kirti on that. Green there. One with more time on the bigger job. And that should be taken care of in the next couple of days. Now, which vedette was that? Okay, yeah, the one that's only worth 2,000 C-bills is the one we're getting rid of. Back in the day when I played games like Halo and Half-Life, I'd go out of my way to save the Marines and the Barneys. Yeah. In XCOM on terror missions, I hate to see civilians die. Like, I know it happens. I know it's unstoppable. Like, you're not gonna get everyone on every mission, but like, you have to try. That's why we do this. All right, so we sold the vedette. Those are all in progress. All right, Monday, new scenario, base attack defender will occur on the 9th. Big battle convoy attack will occur on the 6th. Big battle convoy attack is today. Yeah. What was worse is if you accidentally killed a civilian with a grenade or something, or just shot him, you know, if he got caught in the crossfire, it costs you like 5 times more points if it was killed by one of your dudes than if it was killed by an alien. So something to keep an eye out for. Busy schedule, yeah. 2 missions this week. One of them being today, both of them being big battles. Base attack defender has me a little worried, I'm gonna be honest. Let's see, we got some parts in, we got some ammo in, salvaging stuff going pretty well. And the Orion is gonna be, what, another 5 days, I think. because it's 960 for every 2 days. So 1920 for 4 days. So we're just going to miss 4 days. So we're not going to have the Orion for either of these missions. Lame. Looking at this first mission, it is, what's our battle value is about 9,300, and we're going up against 9,500. All right, this is not chronological order. Okay, so it's us and a lance's worth of allies versus an enemy convoy, which is apparently about 12 mechs and vehicles, and 10,000 BV worth of enemy doing the protecting. That's a 3-6 and a stalker. I see a 2-3 and a stalker. Wow. And we have to destroy all of the convoy and half. All right. Use the TONE to deploy up to 8 units. We don't have that many. Destroy, cripple, or force the withdrawal of at least 100% of the convoy. Ensure at least 50% individual units from the following forces and units survive. And that is our allied lance. So if we lose more than 2 allies, we lose. And we have to kill all of the convoy. But we could essentially ignore all of these enemies. So this could be interesting. And that is happening today. And aside from... Oh. Apparently we screwed that up at some point. So yeah, we got some tanks that we're fixing up. Deploy 8 mechs. That's... Convoy attack. I feel like we can throw in our artillery, agro-mechs, forestry mechs, and industrial mechs. Sounds like a Dark Age party. Yeah, that's one of the things I really like about the sheer breadth of content there is for Battletech, is that you have such a wide variety of mechs that you can use for things like objectives, and then you've got, you know, the J-27 ordnance transport that, you know, you can either be trying to protect or what have you. But yeah, I think it just gives it like a lot of flavor, a lot of character, which I appreciate. So we can deploy up to 8 units. We have 4-3 and a Scorpion, which has 2 SRM-6s. We've got a 4-4 and a Vedette. These APCs aren't going to be worth much of anything. LRM-5, SRM-2, heavy tracked APC with 6 machine guns. Savannah Master has very little armor and only 1 medium laser, but it is fast as hail. So I think that's going to be the Scorpion and either the Vedette or the Savannah Master. Let's see here. I feel like the Savannah Master would be really good for getting in back of these guys, especially like this J-27. And I think that that 1 medium laser could be really useful against some of those guys. This might be a multi-show mission. Big battles can take a while unless things go poorly. Then they go all too quickly. Yeah. Battletech has so much detail as to give record sheets for things as mundane as half-ton sleds and like mobile field kitchens. Yeah. I think... Well, I guess it's a different game that I was playing in, but we've got a MASH unit as part of our headquarters company. Things like that. I love it. I love the flavor. All right, so we've got Marianas Lance, which is Frederick French in a borrowed Archer Mark III with double heat sinks. Fred Jones in the awesome Hoser's Ride with some extra lasers and double heat sinks. We've got Captain Murdoch Belfry in an AS-7D2, which trades the autocannon 20 for an autocannon 10 and 2 medium lasers. And we've got Petra in the Archer Mark II, which drops 2 lasers for 2 heat sinks. We've got a Long Tom and a Thumper, a Scorpion, and a Savannah Master, and that is what we're going in with. And yes, I plan on fielding the artillery off board, because this is, you know, a defensive mission. We can do that. or something. Generic expandable service vehicle food truck for a reward. Nice. Did you sell it? Or are you keeping it? Success is measured in medium lasers. Yes, it absolutely is. All right. Oh, I forgot to check the conditions. This is wooded terrain, daylight, clear, and calm. Now, I've said before, but the way that I do my rerolls, if I can choose whether to actually reroll a condition, or I can just use a reroll to shift a condition. And considering how many woods I'm looking at here, this is ridiculous. Y'all are seeing this, right? We're going to see what happens if we use our reroll to lower the woods level. And that looks a lot more doable. I think the Savannah Master could really build up some speed in some areas like that if we get lucky. So that's our reroll handled. And it looks like there's no reinforcements. Everyone is starting on the field except for you guys. Deploy off board. We are from the south. Okay. They're all deploying in the center. All 16,000 BV worth. Games like MekHQ and HBS Battletech upset me when they have things like mobile headquarters vehicles just sit there as props. You can't even steal them for the fat C-bill payout. Mobile headquarters are worth so many C-bills, it's not even funny. Yeah, they can be worth a lot. I think, what is it, the Dunning is another one that I have in my other game. That one has the difficult to maintain quirk. So not only was it expensive, but it's impossible to keep up with it, even with an elite tech. Bacon value. Nice. So we got 15 designated targets for artillery. I definitely want to hit a couple spots on these roads, because they're starting in the center. I want to hit them as they're approaching us to the south. That's a weird configuration for a road. No, I wanted level 0 road, level 0 heavy woods road, light woods road. Whoever built this road did a terrible job. I'm just saying. Bovril. I've heard of Bovril. I understand that it's an acquired taste and a rather strong one, but I don't know personally. I've never tried it. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of something else. I'm not thinking of Bovril. Bovril's like a hot drink, isn't it? I'm sorry, I'm so uncultured. Vegemite, that's what I was thinking of. That has the really strong flavor that not everyone likes. And that's, you need a Battletech spinoff where you play a scav picking the battlefield for downed mechs before the proper salvage teams get in. That could be fun, yeah, for sure. I don't know why I get 15 targets when I've only got 2 artillery pieces. I don't even know what I'm going to do with all of them. Beef extract. Pure beef syrup. That actually doesn't sound terrible. Like you could like mix that into a ramen or something. Alright, so we have lost the initiative. And we're going to be deploying blind on account of we play double blind in this house. Let's start with, yeah, we can start with a tank there. I want to see if maybe I can send the Savannah Master along that way. The problem though is that they're going to be all intermixed. They're all deploying in the center of the map. So like I can't necessarily get behind the guards and get to the civilians because they're all just going to be in the middle. Popular thing to do is to scoop and mix it in hot water to make beef tea. Hey, I mean, sounds good to me. Alice coming up here, sure. And the archer might want to just advance to here and then cover this zone. And we have 1 initiative for turn 1. Alright. Oh, that clutters up the map so badly. So we've got Militia Mech here, that's one of our targets. We've got a Griffin, a Stalker, an APC, and another Stalker. Which one of you guys is the 2-3? It won't let me do that during... Can I... Yeah, I can view you. Alright, so you are a 5-5. You are a 3-6. Wait, wasn't one of them supposed to be a 2-3 in the Stalker? 5-5 and a 3-6. Let me double check that. Oh, there's another Stalker unaccounted for. They've got 3 Stalkers, including an elite. So indirect attacks. Stalkers are slow. So at best, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can. Let's set the Thumper here. And done. And the Long Tom, which has 2 tiles worth of splash damage to there. And those are both landing turn after next. Unaccounted Stalker is not something you want to hear. No, I'm very nervous about that Stalker. Especially with a 2-3 pilot. Nice, those would be a nice replacement for a Warhammer. Yes, I agree. Stalkers make excellent command mechs. That combat computer is unreal when you play with quirks. Alright, so we've got now a sensor return here. And if that was someone... Oof. I don't trust my memory. I feel like there was someone there, and now I don't know who it was. The Scorpion is not that fast, not that heavily armored. It only has short-range weapons, so maybe we try to use him to get over here on the flank a little bit. We're on a road. Well, what's the worst that will happen? Oh, and a 2. We can do a 2. No problem. Yeah, Savannah Master. How far can we scout with you? Kind of want to do like that. Oh, I love it. That's an insane target movement mod. What is it? Mod 5. Nice. So this is the Mark III Archer. This is the one with the more lasers and heat sinks. Yeah. Let's go ahead and move up there. While we're at it, let's go ahead and move you there. Alright, what are we looking at now? We've got a Brunel dump truck, which has... Oh, excuse me. The dump trucks have their weapons in the rear, I think, don't they? Oh, no, you have no weapons. You are just a target. So yeah, Hoser is going to come up here, and that should be... Yeah, that'll be long range, but we're a specialist, so... Stalker needs a 4, Scorpion needs a 2, all good. Just saying that unaccounted stalker wouldn't be scary if you had a proper asset management device. I'm still upset I got my hands on half of Marauder 2 and never got the other half ever. Yeah, that sucks. Varank is going to lurk. Make sure the awesome paint doesn't get scratched. You should stay way back. Alright, we'll maybe try to back into some heavy woods here or here for you. It's like finding half a unicorn. Yeah, tell me about it. And I mean, I assume you're talking about HBS Battletech, 2 parts out of 4 or something like that. Because in this game, you need an intact center torso, and that can be almost harder even to find. Alright, nothing even remotely in range for the Scorpion. Do what you need to do. I mean, I'm trying to keep my people alive. There isn't a time limit on this mission, so I can take all day as long as I can avoid getting hit. The Savannah Master does not have a shot because he has a gunnery skill of 6. Alright, we got some LRM-20s. You're just barely in medium range, so we've got 9s on you. We will take a couple of 9s for sure. And Petra has a couple of 10s, 13s. We'll go ahead and take the, yeah, we'll build up 2 heat for that. Let's see, Hoser. We've got 9s on the Brunel, or 10s on a Stalker. I mean, the Brunel has, how much armor do you have again? $20 on the front, 26 on each side, including, you know, all that. Yeah, a couple LRM-20s on 9s isn't going to be enough to penetrate all of that. So let's go ahead and add some PPCs to the mix. But I don't think the large laser is worth the heat on an 11 at this point. And of course, Captain Murdoch in the Atlas. Yeah, I'll take 111 because there's no heat buildup associated with it. I still haven't set up MekHQ with MegaMek because I'm lazy and MechWarrior 5 is out. I mean, it's not that hard to set up. It's, you know, like an hour or so to set the options that you want and build the unit, I think, is about how long I spent on it. But I mean, it wasn't like my first time or anything like that. Dump truck over here is armored to some heavy mechs. Yeah, pretty tough. Fortunately, it's not a threat in any way, shape, or form. Alright, so the Archer lands his, and this is Wyvern in the Archer Mark III, yes. Lands one of his 9s for 12 LRMs to the Stalker, getting a through armor crit on his engine. So basically, negating his combat computer and then some. So he is down to below stock levels. Enemy Stalker returning fire on 11s and 9s and hits with none of it. The Assassin needs a 12 to hit the Savannah Master and misses. And Hoser on the Brunel hits 10 to the front right. FRRS. FRRS. FRS, FLS, RLS. Okay, so that's front left side, rear left side, front right side, rear right side. FRRS. That's not listed. But he's got 3 armor left and he's immobile, so that's cool. And then the Atlas missing his shot. So physical attacks, we're not close enough. Okay, it said subtracting 2 heat, and that threw me off a little bit but it only subtracts as much heat as you build up, unless you build up more than 4. Very nice critical hit, yeah. Sounds like a Battletech novel. Challenger Deep, Operation Below Stalker. Front, right, rear, side. But how can it be the front and the rear is the part I'm tripping over. And yeah, that's an immobility kill. Where are the inner sphere battle armors? Those, I'm pretty sure, don't come out until the 3060s, right? I don't think that's for a while yet. Okay, so we've won initiative. We're winning. We've knocked down 2% of the convoy and 1% of the enemies. I'm rounding up. We have more artillery incoming. Let's go ahead and keep dumping on these woods. And maybe dump. Okay. That's the Long Tom. And that's the Thumper. And done. Front really, right side. Ain't a party until the inner sphere starts deploying their bootleg bombs. I mean, I guess hypothetically at some point we could start introducing more custom mechs. I was trying to kind of stick with a more canon version of the game, but like I have custom mechs that I would love to try out. The one I'm looking forward to most is called the Gunner. It's basically an upsized rifleman. It's 100 tons. The artillery are really unhappy with that Griffin. Yeah, because he got out from under them. Hopefully, well, 1 hex, 2 hex. So these buildings are going to catch a little bit, and this militia mech if he stands still. But the Griffin is currently out of range. We'll see where he moves to. Kind of want to hold off on you. You I want there. Little J27 coming out to meet us. Alright, the awesome per request is going to try to find some cover and use the range to his advantage. Let's see how best to do that. I'm thinking if we back up to here, next turn we can turn in advance. I don't like that woods though, there's too much in front of it. What we could do, we could back up to here. And do like that this turn. And then next turn we could walk into these woods. We wouldn't be evasive, but we keep our range advantage. Isn't that 100-ton rifleman the Annihilator? Yeah, there are similarities. I wasn't, I guess, in the habit of checking to see if there were already mechs similar to the ones I was designing, but basically my complaint with the rifleman is that I love its weapons loadout, but it has too much heat buildup and not enough armor. So I was like, well, how big do I have to go to be able to use 2 large lasers, 2 autocannons, and 2 medium lasers without overheating and without dying the first time a medium laser gets behind you? And I made a 100-ton mech. It's got max armor. It has the exact same guns as the Rifleman 3N, but enough heat sinks to use them, which I thought was kind of funny. I did also end up making a version of it that has paired PPCs and autocannon 10s that I'm actually really happy with, but that one suffers the same problems I was trying to avoid. It has less armor and it overheats too quickly. So you win some, you lose some, I guess. But all told, I still like it. It's capable of putting out 50 damage a turn. So it's not to be trifled with. Atlas, your plan was to move here and open up with your LRMs. So that leaves... we could get into kicking distance here. be out of sight of these guys, out of sight of him. Yeah, I think I like that move. We'll pull back next turn, try to use some, get some range. But for right now, that J27 is just too tempting. And then the Savannah Master, which can go pretty much wherever he bloody wants. What have you got? No weapons. Not much armor. If I go there, real quick. Savannah Master, medium lasers in the front, not a turret. So I do need you to be in my front arc. And I need to be not close enough for you to kick me. And you were how evasive or not? 2. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that gives us 4 pips of evasion for only cruising. Alright. Thumper hits the cargo mech for 5 to the center torso, leaving 26. And Long Tom hits the heavy woods and turns them into light woods. Does various terrain damage, but nothing significant. Scorpion over here, trying to be helpful, needs 17s. So we're done with you. Savannah Master, needing 9s. Jeez. Need to get a better gunner in you. Oh, we'll take it. Let's see, the awesome... Already taking fire from a Xanthos. That is 100 tonner. With an autocannon 10 and a large laser, both needing 11s. What's your piloting skill? 4-6. Well, you're a quad mech, so you're going to be really hard to knock down. But we are going to try. Quest to rebuild the Rifleman 3. 100-ton Votoms, 100-ton stealth armor, 4 Gauss rifles. Nice. And a desperate wish to never actually be seen. Who's Tom and why is he so long? The Savannah Master? Do not remember that existing. Oh. Okay. Well, not what I was trying to do. I guess I'll save it for later. I'll post it on the Discord, I guess. Oh wait, you're not in the Discord. Why aren't you on the Discord? You should be on the Discord. There's a link in my Twitch. But yeah, remind me, I'll show you a picture of a Savannah Master. It's a pretty bog standard hovercraft. Yeah, it's like, I want to say it's 5 tons with just a medium laser and fast as hell. Yeah, weight 5, battle value 166, 1320 movement profile, hover with a rookie pilot. It's got, what is that, probably about 2 tons of armor, 16, 22, 24, yeah, 1.5 tons of armor, 1 internal structure in any given location, nothing but a medium laser in the front. So it is as basic as you get. And there's an entire strategy based around just fielding a horde of them and literally just charging your opponent and making physical attacks with their bumpers. It's actually named after the mech warrior it beat? Really? I did not know that. I was not aware the Savannah Master had ever beaten anything on its own. Need to do something about you. Shooting at me with 11s. I've got you on 10 and 8. Yeah, I think we can expect to come out on top of that one. needing... Oof. Yeah, maybe coming up on this J27 wasn't a great idea. You need 9s and 11s. You need an 8 for an LRM-5. I've got you on 10s with the lasers, so that should be 6s with the missiles. Let's go ahead and throw in, because we're probably not going to fire lasers next turn, because we're going to be trying to get out of dodge. And then this archer needs 4s, or you're not immobile. Alright, there we go, 8s. We need 10s and 8s. He's a 5-5. Yeah, I think we're going to try to knock him down. And if we can stay where we are, we can just fire those missiles every round and be fine. J27 misses the archer with a machine gun. Savannah Master misses his 9 on the harvester. Stinger misses the Savannah Master on a 12. Xanthos doesn't get either of his 11s. The Awesome gets 2 of his PPCs on the Xanthos to the right rear and front left legs, leaving him with 6 armor in those places. Oh, you posted a link to the Discord. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yes. Always happy to have people joining the Discord, being part of the community. Like, comment, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. Medium laser is ton for ton the best weapon in the game. It really is. Like, I don't care how you crunch the numbers, there is nothing better for effect per cost. Like, I don't care if you're figuring in minimum ranges or not, or ammo dependency or not. Like, there is no beating the medium laser, in my opinion, for just sheer utility. Alright, so the Griffin at my Scorpion needs a 10, lands 4 LRMs to the front, leaving us with 12 armor. Atlas missing both of his shots at the Stalker, Stalker missing all of his shots at the Archer. The LRM APC misses the Archer with his LRM-5. The Archer at the Stalker lands a medium laser to the center torso on a 10 and 12 missiles to the arms, more on the left arm than the right, leaving him with 11 armor there. The Assassin misses on 11, and the other Archer lands 12 LRMs on Stalker number 39. 5 to the left leg, 2 to the right, and 5 to the center torso. Xanthos needs a 5, gets a 5. If he hadn't been a quad, he would have been going down. And the whole reason we brought the Archer out of position was to kick this guy, and he needs a 7. But he gets it, and he kills it in one shot. Nice. Alright, roll off for initiative comes down to a 10 versus a 9, so we lose. We've beaten 3.5% of the convoy and 1.25% of the enemy, having only lost 0.12% of our own forces. So doing pretty well, I'd say. Long Tom can maybe start trying to land some stuff back here in their back line. He needs a 15, so it's going to scatter. Question is, where is it going to scatter to? Our Savannah Master's not going to be there when it does. And then the Thumper, I think, is going to keep hoping someone uses these woods for cover. Because until that happens, I'm not doing much good with those. There are a few other weapons with technically better stats all over, but they don't take the one critical slot. I mean, I disagree. Even the medium pulse laser has better to hit mod, to be sure, but it weighs twice as many tons, produces 33% more heat, and it only has 2/3 of the range. And you're paying 2 tons for it. Like, there is... I'd rather have 2 medium lasers and take 2 shots at you for 6 heat than 1 really good shot for 4 heat. And I guess that's just a matter of opinion or playstyle, but it is what it is, I guess. Generally speaking, for utility, I prefer medium lasers over medium pulse lasers. Not to say I never use medium pulse lasers. They definitely have a use when it comes to, like, killing light mechs that have a target movement mod of 4. I had a Jenner that I put pulse lasers on that worked really well for hunting lights, but I ended up putting medium lasers back on it because my pilot had a medium laser specialty, because of course she did. Never mind the fact that she was a 1-4 pilot when she defected to us in the first place, and became a 1-3 with experience. Being super elite with a medium laser specialty was just a little overpowered, but yeah, she ran my recon lance from that Jenner, and it was glorious. Awesome. Continuing to try to get a little evasion in the way of cover. Atlas, I think, is maybe... Yeah, that gets you in medium range with the autocannon, and only through 1 heavy woods. Gives me some evasion. Oh, you're running hot. You are slow. You ran 1 hex. It's bad when you're being outmaneuvered by an Atlas. Let's see, this is the Mark II Archer. You are just trying to stand still and fire missiles. And try to cover as much of the field as possible, which currently includes literally nobody except this assassin up here, it looks like. But that's fine. That's fine. We've got all the time in the world. We're not in a rush. You need to back up. 10 hexes is medium range for your large lasers. Medium range for all the LRMs. Long range for the medium lasers. You've got more medium lasers than me, and all the SRMs, so I don't want to give you 9 hexes. And the Savannah Master... I think, as promised, is going to try to get... Let's see, do you have any guns on this thing? Harvester. I think you're the same dude I looked at earlier, and you don't have any guns, so I don't need to worry about being in front of you. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not as many hexes as I would have liked for being in short range of this Phoenix Hawk's large laser. But he jumped, and there's woods. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 11s. So I think we're relatively safe there. And I think I just saw the 3rd stalker. There's also a micro and clan small lasers, but they lose crit efficiency because they're either quarter ton or half ton in 1 crit with technically better range to heat numbers than an ML. Really? I'm not super familiar with clan tech. I've maybe heard of micro lasers, but I don't know the stats on them. And the clan, you're talking about the ER small laser. Doesn't that have the same range profile as a medium pulse, inner sphere medium pulse, the 246? Anyway. Long Tom hits the Dig Lord for 25 damage. Nice. Right torso, center torso, left leg, right arm, left arm, leaving 11 armor in all of those places. Turn some woods into rough terrain. Hit a building or 2, and then the Thumper deals some terrain damage. So cool. Oh, the Griffin is coming in for the kick on my Scorpion. Not cool. The best shot we've got is an 11. So yeah, we've kind of left our Scorpion out there in the wind. You need an 11, right? Yes, you need an 11. I need a 10, so that's not ideal either. Alright, Hoser, now that you're in the woods, what have you got? And why? There we go. We could keep nailing this Xanthos on 7s. Brunel is not a threat. We're gonna have hard time knocking the Xanthos down, but we can maybe crit out a leg or something. And yeah, we'll build up a couple points of heat to do that. I think we need to look at the numbers again to be sure. Micro laser is 2 damage, 1 heat, max of 4 hexes. Okay, so I think that's the one I was thinking of. But the clan ER small laser does, I think, 4 or 5 points of heat for 2 or 4 or 5 points of damage for 2 or 3 heat, right? Something like that. All right. 11s with the lasers on the stalker. We'll go ahead and launch 2 of those just to keep our heat from being wasted. And some LRMs on, what was that? That was 7s. Okay, so those are pretty likely to hit. Oh. You need 12s to hit me because you are the bad pilot. So this one must be the 2-3. Yeah. Clan ER small laser is 2 heat for 5 damage. So yeah. Once you start introducing clan tech, the inner sphere medium laser is a little bit less solidly, I guess, the king of all that it surveys. That said, the fact that it takes clan tech to accomplish that, I think, is pretty telling. And I honestly don't usually play the clans. That's kind of why I'm excited for this campaign eventually reaching that part of the timeline. Because I'd like to start taking on some clan tech and maybe, you know, eventually salvaging it and incorporating it into the unit. I don't care, all things in Battletech to me are measured purely in raw medium laser. I agree. That is exactly the point that I was making. Alright, nothing is in range of your medium lasers. We've got 3s on the Brunel, 12s on the cargo mech, 8s on the Diglord, and 12s on the Wolverine. I think the Diglord, because you're still mobile. We're not in a hurry to take out the Brunel, and this guy's 12s, but we've got a pretty good shot on this Diglord, and he's already taken 25 damage from artillery. Oh wait, do we have any kind of shot on this guy? Because assassins have no armor. Oh, why are you not working? We've got 12s on the Stinger. Yeah, I think we'll take the 8s. Get the objective and get gone. Alright, Scorpion misses his 11s, Phoenix Hawk misses his 11, Wolverine at the Scorpion needs 7s and 9s and also misses, Savannah Master misses his 10, Militia Mech misses his 10s and 12s on the Scorpion. The Awesome on the Xanthos only lands 1, but it's a good one, 10 more damage to that front left leg, taking out a heatsink and a foot actuator. The Xanthos at the Awesome misses, but starts a fire in our hex, so we might have to relocate. Because it's, I believe, 2 heat for moving through fire, but 5 for spending your turn in fire. So, his is dumping artillery on the town he is supposed to be protecting? No, we are trying to annihilate everything. We're here to take out the convoy, and there's a bunch of bad guys who are stopping us from doing that, and the town is enemies. And also, hopefully, they knew this was coming and evacuated themselves. Oh, no. Stalker concentrated enough fire on the Savannah Master, landed a couple of SRMs to that rear, and just utterly destroyed it. So that happened. And the Xanthos does not go down, but he is up to needing 5s with his quad bonus and the damage. Griffin kicks the Scorpion in the front, leaving that with 1 armor. So yeah, not ideal. We have again lost initiative, but we're making progress against the convoy. Let's try. I think I'm gonna trust that cargo mech to stay there for a little bit. I think, yeah, it looks like this might be a good place to launch our big one, and then we can try to land the little one there. Works for me. Alright, Scorpion, with 1 armor left in your front, you would like to get the heck out of dodge. You're really much more comfortable taking out these non-combatant mechs. Let's see, this Stalker is still running hot, but not as hot as before. But we can keep backing up and put some distance between us. Yeah, that gives you longer extreme range for everything but your LRMs, which is fine for me. Awesome. And then next turn we can turn and move forward for 2, so yeah, that works. Maybe we could, yeah, that gives us medium range on the LRMs, extreme range for everything else. Well, long range for the autocannon. Yeah, let's do that. Those stalkers scare me, man. Xanthos was a mech I used to use in the old Mech Warrior Dark Age miniature game. I never played that game, and I'm actually not familiar with the Dark Ages or the Xanthos. I'm passingly familiar with the Xanthos because of more recently getting into the Mega Mech. I salvaged one at one point, so that was cool, and then I upgraded it. But I haven't really fielded it much, yes. I'll be honest, the WizKids Clicks game kind of appealed to me. If I had known about it in time, I probably would have gotten into it. There was another game where it was superheroes, I think, that used a similar principle with a dial on the base that I tried to get into, but I missed out on that one too. So I guess it is what it is. Coulda, woulda, didn't. Oh man, my Scorpion is getting mobbed over here. Small price to pay, I guess. Archer will go ahead and sit still. Long Tom hits the forestry mech for 15 to the left torso, center torso, and right arm, going internal and critting the lower arm actuator. Hits some buildings and whatnot. And then the Thumper turns some Lightwoods into rough and some other stuff. Well, Scorpion, it was nice knowing you, but something tells me, yeah, 14 damage to any location, 19 to the turret is gonna do you in. Maybe we can get a kill on the way out, though. It's all 7s. I think we're gonna be focusing fire on this here Stalker. That puts us at 3 heat, which is manageable. Let's say that is 8s and 8, 8, 8, and a 6, and a 10. Maybe we go for another 8. Yeah, one more 8, and then the 6. No 10. Let's see, you can theoretically hit with a couple lasers. much more likely to hit with some LRMs. And then 9s versus 5s. Yeah, we'll take the 5s for sure. It does leave the Xanthos pretty much unhindered, but he only needs 12s. He's not dangerous this turn. Whereas the Stalker only needs 9s. So I'm more worried about that. And jeez Louise. So he's got 11s from the Stinger, 7s and 9s from the Wolverine, 7s from the Assassin, 8s and 10s from the Phoenix Hawk, 11 from the Griffin, and he's lined up to get kicked by 3 different dudes. So, I guess it's kind of a good thing that they're wasting all of their firepower on something that's so sure to die. Let me see what I missed over here. Oh, Nationals in a World Tournament for the Clicks game? That's cool. That's the kind of thing I would definitely have been trying to get into. Rather not talk about how many figures you bought though. Yeah, I feel you. That's why I got out of Magic the Gathering, is because they kept changing it, and I was like, no, I'm not in this. I want to buy a game and be done with it. I don't want to keep having to adjust to a changing meta, like what you would see in 40K. So yeah, that's just my philosophy on it. The Scorpion hits with a machine gun, which is better than nothing, I suppose. The Phoenix Hawk misses. Wolverine hits the right side with an autocannon and immobilizes the Scorpion. So yeah, there's little to no hope of him surviving much longer. I'll be back in a bit. Alright, cool. Hopefully you don't miss much, except for me killing maybe one of these stalkers at a Xanthos. Yeah. So we're at the part now where the Awesome is shooting at the stalker and hitting twice. Yeah, see, that's the thing about a 5, is that it's not a guaranteed hit. I mean, you're almost as likely, I think, to roll, what is it, 2, 3, or 4 as you would be a 12, 11, or 10. So, missing on a 5 is, I want to say, roughly the same odds as hitting on a 9. It does happen. I'd say even 2 out of 3 is not a bad ratio for that. I've seen worse. And that is 20 points, so that's going to force a piloting skill roll. And he's down to 10 armor on his leg, and those tend to be pretty heavily armored legs, so being down to 10 is cool. The Militia Mech on our Scorpion stuns the crew. Stinger misses. The Atlas on the Stalker hits with 3 medium lasers. Nice. Left torso, right torso, left arm, down to 7 there. And then 12 LRMs to the center torso, and right arm. At least 40K accommodates both competitive meta and casual playstyle. MTG is, even for casual play, you have to buy the new set of cards, we will make invalid with expansion. Yeah. I first got into Magic around the time of the Unlimited release, which was basically like 3rd edition or 3rd printing. And I was like, okay, cool, you know, now I've got this game, and they just kept releasing more and more cards, and I was like, I can't keep up anymore, because, you know, I was in like high school. Wasn't making Magic the Gathering money in high school. Okay, so Archer Mark III, so that's Wyvern at the Stalker, lands 24 LRMs, nice. Looks like he hits almost every location once. That's a batch of 5 to the left leg, 2 batches to the center torso, leaving 4 armor there. Might start looking at some engine hits in the near future. 2 to the right arm, 5 to the left torso, 2 to the right leg. Stalker missing on his 9s. Assassin landing an SRM to the Scorpion and immobilizing it again. Petra landing 28 missiles on that same Stalker. Center torso is now down to 2 armor. Right leg is down to 3, left arm is down to 2, left leg is down to 8, left torso is down to 5. He is really hurting right now. And the stalker still pumping fire into that scorpion, and it's still absorbing it. It's gonna be, it looks like it's gonna survive until the physical attacks phase. Stalker takes 80 points of damage, needs a 10, rolls a 6, takes 5 to the arm, goes internal, takes 4 to the right torso rear, 3 armor remaining. Must roll a 10 to avoid damage and succeeds. Harvester kicks the scorpion and kills it. Griffin kicks the scorpion. Assassin kicks the scorpion. Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. It was immobile, so those all had a -4 difficulty. Archers at 1 heat, Awesome's at 3, Atlas at 2, Archers at 3, so that's all very manageable. Militia Mech is at 3. Don't know how that happened. Yeah, that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for moving. How did you build up 3 heat? Lumberjack. Okay, Phoenix Hawk is at 6 heat, but everyone else is doing pretty nominally. Fire is still burning, light smoke still filling those hexes. And we win initiative this time, which is good. We've got the convoy down to 90%, defenders down to 95%. We are down to 95% ourselves, but considering we've lost both of our tanks, I'd say 5% is a smallish loss. Kind of wishing I had a target here that I could start shooting at, but I'll settle for here with the Long Tom. And Xanthos is hopefully going to be coming pretty close to this hex, so maybe we'll tag him with a little bit of that. And those, of course, both land turn after this one. Let's see, we can cover up the left side here. We don't have anything over there to worry about anymore. Is it time to start concentrating on that Xanthos? We can get within 8 hexes of it. So that's long range for almost everything, medium for the stuff that's not. Yeah, it's already taken a couple PPCs. It shouldn't have a whole load of armor left. Awesome is going to move this way to get those woods out of his line of sight, which is also... Well, still can't see the Xanthos, so probably be shooting at the Stalker this turn, depending on how it moves. This Archer is being set upon from the left side. Heavy tracked APC has 56 armor. The Militia Mech has 216 armor. What? 3-5. Yeah, it's gonna take some PPCs to take that thing down. It's got 2 autocannons and 2 SRMs. But it is a 3-5. So I'm thinking we move to here this turn, unload some LRMs on the APC, take it out completely, and then we can start backing up through the fire, I guess, on that angle. And then of course that Phoenix Hawk is going to be in our face before we know it too. Archer's the only one left. Oh, the Stalker, did you move already? Yeah. Alright, what did you do? Why are you not showing me? Crippled, moves 3-5, 0 heat, 5 hits and knocked out. 5 hits means you're going to need an 11 to wake up. On the other hand, we've got the Xanthos at medium range if we just stay here. Yeah. Stalker needs an 8, rolls a 4, takes 9 to the rear, left and right, crits out a large laser into heat sink, fails to avoid damage. Stalker needs an 8, rolls a 6. Keeps ammo in his arm, apparently. Is that the same one? Yeah, 42, 42. Alright, so Stalker 42 is Dunzo from an ammo explosion, self-inflicted. Mobile Long Tom turns some light woods into rough, hits the Phoenix Hawk for 15 to the right leg, right torso, and left torso. That's cool. Hits the Assassin for 15 to the center torso, left leg, right arm. And then the Thumper taking out some of these buildings. So, no problems there. You need 10s. You need an 11. So I don't feel like we're outside of our comfort zone yet. We're going for the APC for right now, just to get it dead and gone. And hopefully a couple of 7s will make that happen. Awesome, cannot see the Xanthos. This cargo mech over here. Loads of armor, no weapons. Maybe there is a bigger threat. Start laying into this militia mech. Kind of needs it. 3. That puts us at 4 heat for a 9. Yeah, it's worth it. Alright. This Atlas was going to fire at this Xanthos, which has already taken significant damage. And that is 8s, 8, 8, 8. Also 8. But potentially 20 damage for 6 heat. Yeah. And a 10, we'll skip on the 10. Yeah, I think that's the plan for him. And then it was shooting at me. LRM-10 needs an 11. This is acceptable. And the Xanthos at the Atlas needs 9s and 11s, so probably doing well there. Nuclear artillery. Sadly, no. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Phoenix Hawk misses the Archer, good deal. Militia Mech on the Archer hits with an autocannon, 5 to the left torso, 19 remaining. Archer on the APC hits with 9 missiles to the left side and front, but not enough to take it down. Xanthos at the Atlas needs 9s and 11s and doesn't get them. Stalker at the Atlas needs 11s and doesn't get them. Talking about missing a 5 earlier. Wait till he sees this. So yeah, that happened. Completely whiffed on 5s and 9s. With a 4, a 3, and a 4. I'm not trying to, like... yeah, RNG for real. RNG for the loss. Not trying to rub it in or anything, but yeah. Sometimes... like I said, 2 out of 3 on 5s, I don't consider that bad. 0 out of 3 on 5s is kind of bad. The Atlas on the Xanthos lands 10 points to the center torso. The Assassin on the Archer lands 3 LRMs to the right leg. The APC lands 4 missiles to the right arm. Stalker misses on 11s. Lumberjack misses on 11s. And the Archer on the Xanthos lands 12 missiles to the center torso, right torso, and front right leg, forcing a piloting skill roll that he again barely succeeds. No physical combat. Awesome is at 4 heat, we knew that. Archer is maintaining 3 pretty well. Militia Mech is at 3. Phoenix Hawk is up to 10 now, so that's going to be So he's going to be, what, a 4/6/6 this turn with a +1 targeting penalty? And we're back to losing initiative. We have taken out 20% of their forces, though, so that's good. I think I'm just gonna keep dropping them here and hope they keep using that spot. And then, you know what? Might as well do it twice. And that will, of course, be next turn. Archer, your plan was to back up through the woods. Try to keep some distance. Hoser, you're trying to keep your target numbers low so that we don't, you know, whiff on some 5s again. Atlas could probably take the Stalker or the Xanthos. I don't know if I want to tangle with both of them at the same time. So I'll try to give myself some cover, a couple woods if nothing else. Yeah, we're gonna start falling back on the right flank, I think. And you are fine. As soon as you start moving, you start building up heat, and I want to avoid that as much as possible. Oh, this APC wants a piece of me. Long Tom hits the Griffin for 15 damage to the right arm, left leg, and left torso. Hits the Wolverine for 15 to the right torso, and right leg. Converted 2 light woods to rough, or 3, 4 altogether, I guess. And then the Thumper does some terrain damage as well. So the Archer now has 8 on the Assassin. The Assassin, which has taken a little bit of damage previously, and which really can't take much more before it starts going into some really bad places. Versus 9's on the APC, 12's there. We've got 7's on the Xanthos, 4's there, 8's there. I think we're gonna try to take out this assassin's legs or something. Try to cripple him a little bit and slow him down, and then we've got some spare heat, so we can go ahead and throw a low probability shot at the Xanthos. But just one, because I want to keep my heat. Well, my heat will be 5 next turn. I'll back up into these woods, get a little bit of cover. Or I could back up beyond these woods. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my heat low this turn so I can keep my mobility up next turn. Let's see. We've got Hoser also at the Assassin at short range on 4s. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that Thorn out of our side. 4 or an 8 with the large laser. Is it worth 4 heat? He's already got 3 PPCs coming at him. Yeah, Hoser's gonna spend the turn cooling down a little bit. The Atlas at the Cargo Mech on 6s or the Stalker on 10s. But you have no guns, you're not a priority. No guns. And which Stalker is this? This is the 5/5. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a shot on 10s. But without building up too much heat. And an 8, but not a 12. This Archer, well, actually, We could do 8s there. Versus 8s there. Yeah, I think that's the more important target. Alright, so the archer on the assassin lands all 4 of his 8s to the left torso, right arm, critting the lower arm actuator, the right torso, and the left leg critting the foot. So yeah, did accomplish a little bit of that goal of slowing down the assassin. The Xanthos avoids the 8 though. The militia mech hits the archer in the right leg with an autocannon 5. The awesome on the assassin, 10 to the right torso, 10 to the right torso, blown off, transfers to center torso. PPC to the center torso goes internal, critting out a jump jet and an engine hit. And leaving him with 4 internal structure only. So that assassin might actually die from falling down. Wolverine misses the Atlas on an 11. The Xanthos has 10s and 12s and misses. Our Atlas on 10s hits the Stalker in the right leg with a medium laser. And 12 LRMs to the right leg, and right arm. But he's still looking pretty fresh. Stalker on our Atlas needs 12s and 10s and misses. Griffin on the Atlas on 12s misses. Archer on the Stalker misses both of his 8s, and the APC hits the Archer with 3 LRMs to the center torso. The Assassin lands a medium laser and an SRM to the left torso and right leg, respectively. The Stalker on the Archer lands an 8-point hit to the right arm, and would have hit the head with 5 LRMs, but instead we use Edge to make that the left arm and the left torso for 1. Archer needs a 5. Should be a 4. Archers are stable, if I recall. I think I may need to fix my quirks on the Mark III. The Assassin must make 2 rolls at 9s. He fails the first one, takes 4 to the left torso. Takes a point of consciousness damage, but doesn't go unconscious. So, not much different there. Griffin's up to 7. Assassin is up to 4 from that engine hit. And we are winning the initiative. And we've got yeah, we might end up having to put this on pause and come back to it next week. It's not my most favoritist solution. But it is getting to be that time, so probably gonna go ahead and finish out this turn and then check the time again and then be ready to call it there. We're only 7 rounds in. Why is it just me, or is it artillery that makes the game last forever? Is it just me? Or is it just the fact that there's like 30 mechs on the field, even though I've only got, well, 4 mechs in the artillery now. Hoser, I think, would not mind moving towards these heavy woods. Try to reinforce the Atlas against the Stalker and the Xanthos. Yeah, that's worth taking a 1-point penalty this round. Atlas, I think, is trying to keep his distance. So that is, how big is this thing anyway? Does it? That's a 70-tonner, so it kicks for 14. Which, I mean, we could take a 14-point kick, but we wouldn't want to do it more times than we had to. So let's... Yeah, I think we're gonna try to fall back a little bit into these woods. Oh, the assassin is trying to escape. How quaint. And then the Mark II Archer could actually bleed off some of his heat by just running over here and lasering the assassin in the back. He did run 7 for a mod of 3. So it'd be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for range, 8, 9, 10. We wouldn't likely hit, although that would help a little bit. This archer is starting to feel a little bit of this pressure here. We could laser the APC some more. LRM's on the Wolverine. Petra has multitasker, so we wouldn't be a penalty for that. Yeah, I think that's the plan. The assassin needs a 7 to get up, rolls an 8. Cool, cool, cool. Long Tom hits the stalker for 5 to the right torso, hits the harvester for 5 to the center torso. Thumper still doing terrain damage. Awesome over here taking what appears to be heavy fire from the Wolverine and the Phoenix Hawk on 6s and 8s. Oof. Yeah, at least one of those I suspect is gonna land. 6s and 8s is... let's see, Phoenix Hawk has 113 armor versus 137 on the Wolverine. And probably more better guns, and he's faster, so we'll... yeah, we're not going to build up 4 heat on a 10. I think we're going to do just like that, with the PPCs and the heavy laser on the Phoenix Hawk. Let's see. Atlas is still trying to do some work on the Stalker, but it's firing at me with 10s. I need 7s and 9s. Well, hold on. Let me see something here. 7s and 7s on you. And then 6s. Yeah, if we fire enough medium lasers at that guy, there's a good chance he'll go down. Well, he's a quad, so actually probably not. He has a quad with a piloting of 5, so looking at 4s to knock him down. On the other hand, if we don't deal with him, eventually he's going to get close enough to start kicking us. And it's easier to hit him than it is with the Stalker with those medium lasers. So that's what I'm going with. I hope it's the right choice. You have no LOS on the assassin or anything in range of your lasers. You've got 11s on the harvester, 11s on the stalker, 12s, 13s, 12s, or 7s on the Brunel. I mean, I'll take a 7 over an 11 any day of the week, even if it is against something that's not a threat, just because it is an objective. And then you, pair of 5s, and a 7 or a 6. Yeah, let's take the 6, and that keeps our heat exactly where it was. And with a little bit of luck, maybe we get 2 kills out of that guy. So the Phoenix Hawk at the Awesome hits the right torso for 8, leaving us with 16. The Wolverine at the Awesome hits the left arm for 5, leaving us with 19. 3 SRMs to the right leg, center torso for 2. So that's 8, 13, 19. Any more damage to the Awesome, and he's going to have to make a piloting skill check. Returning fire at the Phoenix Hawk to the left arm, the left leg, and the center torso with PPCs, stripping the arm, leaving the leg with 5 and the center torso with 13, and then a large laser to his other leg, leaving it with 2. Xanthos on 9s and 11s misses entirely. The Stalker on the Atlas hits one of his large lasers to the right torso, which would have been the head, leaves us with 24 armor. The LRM-10s miss. The Atlas on the Stalker, missing with the autocannon and the LRMs, and the Cargo Mech only hitting with 2 of his medium lasers to the
right rear and front left legs. Griffin misses the awesome. Archer lands some missiles on the Brunel, hits the fuel tank and just blows it up entirely. APC at the Atlas misses. Stalker at the Atlas misses. The other Archer at the other APC. 5 to the right, 10 to the right side, leaving it with 3 armor, but not killing it. And 12 LRMs at the Xanthos to the right torso, center torso, and left torso. The Phoenix Hawk needs a 6 and rolls a 5. Falls down, takes 5 to the left torso, but avoids damage. That said, we are going into combat, close combat phase, apparently, which gets skipped entirely at this point. So this is where we're at right now. There's still 6 defenders, 7 targets, and 4 of us. Not counting the artillery. So this is, let me go ahead and save locally, and that will be, I guess, convoy ran over time. Works for me. So we're gonna save that so that we can pick it up next time. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to do as far as saving. Let's go ahead and put a note in here. We did. Okay, yeah, we're creating a new save file on a new date. Mid-convoy battle is how we're going to name this save file. Be sure to put in the memory card. I mean, this is, if that's a reference to something, I don't think I get it. I mean, we're not playing on like a PlayStation or anything. But yeah, let me go ahead and we'll be wrapping this up. I'll be on the Discord for a little bit tonight, and I'll try to have the video up shortly. But in the meantime, it's been lovely having everyone here. Really appreciate y'all joining me. This has been the Silent K. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, subscribe, join the community. We have a Discord. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next week.